So today we're back in DCS and back in the mighty Mi-8. So I've been using it during the last couple of weeks by flying the Oilfield campaign by Dmitry Koshylev. It takes place in 2011 on the Caucasus map, and the storyline is that you are part of a military crew who are contracted to fly cargo and personnel for the oil industry to remote locations. So it's a civil campaign, not military. And yeah, there are a few things I liked about the campaign. The first thing is that pretty much all the navigation is done by using the Doppler system. Now, I've never used that before, but during the campaign I really started to like it. So you basically enter a distance and a heading that you want to fly, and it will keep track of your speed and your lateral movement. And then it will tell you a distance from a destination, and if you are either on left of the course or right of the course, and by how far. And yeah, it can be quite accurate if you fly it well. It's actually quite a lot of fun to use it. The other thing I liked about the campaign were the voiceovers for the startup and the approach procedures, and that made it feel like you were flying with a crew. That was fun. Yeah, and the last thing were the many radio messages that were played over the radio as background chatter. Most of them were in Russian, but I also heard conversations in English between ATC and international airliners. And yeah, that really brought the world you were flying in alive, so to speak. So yeah, the campaign contains 16 missions, and each of them is actually quite long, easily an hour and a half. And it's mostly about flying from one location to another, and in between locations there's not a lot going on actually. So I didn't want to post all 16 missions here, because I don't really think anyone will view them all in full. But I did want to have one mission at least as a reminder for myself what it was like to fly the campaign. So in this video I'm flying mission 9 called Zigzag. It consists of 4 flights. First flight is taking cargo on a sling to an oil rig. Then 2 flights transporting personnel to 2 other oil rigs. And then the last flight is to return back to base. And I think it's quite representative of the campaign as a whole, and I really enjoyed flying this mission as well as the full campaign, so yeah, enjoy.
Commander, all crew on board. Half doors, hatches are closed.
Roger, starting up.
Okay. So rotor brake off. Sure that the parking brake is set. And the throttle is at idle. Then we can turn on the batteries and the inverters.
Batteries on. Voltage normal. Tape recorder on. Functioning. Intercom readability good.
Intercom readability, good. Intercom readability, good. Collective brake, off. Lock and stop system, on and operational. Control stick and pedals neutral.
Okay, then we'll turn on the circuit breakers.
Startup and system CBs on. Board documents, wrenches, blanking covers on board.
Doesn't look like we'll be needing the anti-icing or the wipers, so we'll leave those off for now. Then we'll turn on the fire extinguishing system.
Firefighting system to on, operational.
We'll open up the fuel shut-off valves and turn on one fuel pump.
Rate switch on. Fuel level gauge operational. Shut-off valves open. Engine stop valve handles in aft position.
Engine stop valve handles in aft position.
External load operational.
I'll check the fuel load. So let's set this to total. Oh, that's loads, that's good. So let's start the APU.
Start APU.
Pressure normal.
Let's actually set the outside view. We're in a very old helicopter. Next, anti-collision lights.
Anti-collision beacon.
And the nav lights. And then we'll request startup. See what the wind is doing. We're at Mykopanskaya.
Сократ, 103, запуск.
That's from 036. Set the heading back, so it's slightly from the right. So we'll start the left engine first.
Left engine, start.
And we'll monitor that. Engine RPM and the temperatures.
Revs increasing, temperature increasing. Left engine at idle.
Okay, start the right engine.
Right engine, start.
Let's close the window actually.
Revs increasing, temperature increasing.
Oh, our colleagues are working today as well, I see. Mi-26.
Right engine at idle.
Awesome. Okay, then we can turn off the APU. And turn on the other fuel pumps.
Fuel pumps on.
And we'll roll up the throttle to max.
Temperature increasing.
Throttle to right.
And then we can turn on the rectifiers and the generators.
Power to systems on.
Equipment on.
We'll turn on everything that we need. So background lighting on the commander side. Fan and avionics. And the pitch limiter.
Voice alert system operational.
And some backlighting on the right hand side panels. And then more background lighting over here. And the Doppler system, radios, avionics and the fan. And the flash system and the background lighting for the Doppler system.
Engine parameters normal.
Then let's uncage the ADIs.
Starting taxi.
Stand by. And turn on the radar altimeter. That will take a while to warm up. So let's have a look at the mini board. Let's see what we're doing today. So we're picking up cargo from a sub base which is nearby, dropping it off at Romeo 54, then transporting personnel to Kadizensk, another group to Romeo 171 and then back to the sub base. Since we won't be landing at the sub base, it's probably a good idea to set up the first leg in the Doppler system. So that is 33 kilometers, the heading of 267. So 33 kilometers, it's all metric. And 33. My heading of 267. the radar altimeter that's come alive. Something like that. I'll set the heading indicator to 267. Be flying it from the right hand side. Something like that. So the radar altimeter will set it to 10 meters. Is it raining now? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's turn on the circuit breakers for the wipers. What's our temperature? Just above 10 degrees Celsius, so just in case, turn on the anti-ice so the system is on as well. And let's turn on the wipers, even though they don't do anything in DCS, at least not in this model. And I think that's it. Let's also bring up checklists. The taxi checklists will come later. Let's request taxi.
Сократ, 103, руление.
Okay, runway 04, which is straight ahead of us. So taxi light on. Parking brake off. Let's test the brakes. It's working. Right is clear. Left is clear. So let's do the taxi checklist. The radar altimeter is on, autopilot is off, doors and windows are secured, shocks have been removed and stowed, cargo compartment is ready for taxi, the brakes have been checked. That's the taxi checklist completed. Before takeoff, crew and passengers have been briefed, fuel selector, fuel pumps are on, transponder we don't have, engine and gearboxes are checked, autopilot can come on now.
Autopilot to on.
Cargo compartment is secured and the brakes will leave those off. We'll be doing a rolling takeoff. That's before takeoff check is completed. So yeah, we haven't done a hover check. I'm guessing we're pretty light. We'll be raising the collective to set about 90-91% of engine RPM for the takeoff and the climb out. And after takeoff we'll make a turn to the left towards the base, the sub base, which is not very far. And when we leave the sub base, I should not forget to turn on the Doppler system. That would be handy. So let's request takeoff.
Сократ, 103, взлет.
QV 724, which is sets. So runway is clear. Accelerating to about 100 kilometers per hour. And we're airborne. Set climb power. ATC always gets confused. Let's turn left. So the sub base is over there. Don't have to go very far. Okay, change frequency to 126. 126.
Krasnodar region 29103, hello. Departed from Kanskaya, operations in makeup area, altitude 02500. Contact in 1 hour, over.
29103, Krasnodar region. Roger, proceed as planned, contact in 1 hour, over now.
That's our clearance in for the next hour, that's handy. So we'll fly around these chimneys and then turn right towards the subbase. Weather is a bit nasty. Let's turn on the radio a little bit. So subbase over there. Helipads seem clear. Not sure where the cargo is or what kind of cargo we need to transport. Or how heavy it is. We'll see.
Performing landing circuit, wind 30. Set heading 30.
So let's do our cargo via the menu. 2,800 pounds, not too bad. Let's use the cargo view. See what do we have today. Turn it into the wind. Is it a big crate or container or something? Okay. Let's go a little bit higher.
Право. 10.
Now the tricky bits. Get it
Вперед над грузом.
over the cargo.
Замок закрыть.
Keep it there.
Груз подцеплен. Натяжение троса.
That's what I'm always struggling with.
Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса.
Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса.
Здравствуйте.
Натяжение троса.
Аркут, эшелон 3.
Натяжение троса.
I'm not doing a very
Натяжение
good job.
троса. Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса.
This is the trickiest thing about
Натяжение троса.
flying sling cargo, I find.
Натяжение троса. Натяжение троса.
Trying to stay above the cargo.
Натяжение троса. Трос натянут.
Is the line tight now? Is that what he said?
Приятели. 10
Okay,
земли.
so let's turn on the Doppler system.
Курс троса в норде. Можно взлетать.
Let's not collide into anything.
Cargo is stable.
Heading to R54.
Okay, so let's pick up some speed. Turn left. Don't have to go very high. Also, the trick is not to go very fast to keep the cargo stable. So let's try and make our turn. So we're a kilometer to the right of our intended course, so we'll set it up to the left first. Get back on course and keep the speed to about
Поперечная раскачка 10.
110, 120 kilometers. To keep the cargo stable, which it isn't at the moment. Try to make our
Поперечная раскачка 10.
input smooth.
Поперечная раскачка 10.
Hope it will settle soon. So now on course, we've got
Поперечная раскачка 10.
quite a drift to the left, so correct to the right.
Поперечная раскачка 10.
Cargo is still not stable.
Поперечная раскачка 30. Груз спокоен, трасса норма.
Yeah, now it's stable. Okay. So let's have a look at our routes.
Поперечная раскачка
And there
10.
goes the cargo again. So passing some power lines,
Поперечная раскачка 30.
and then it's in a forest next to a road. Okay.
Поперечная раскачка 10. Поперечная раскачка 30.
Drifting to the left of our intended track.
Поперечная раскачка 10. Поперечная раскачка 10.
Oh, this cargo is quite tricky to get stable.
Поперечная раскачка 10.
82.
Трос убрай, Люка. Сбрось скорость.
What?
Поперечная.
reduce our speed even more then.
Поперечная раскачка 10.
Don't want to go too slow. Now we're drifting left again.
Поперечная раскачка 10. Груз спокоен, трасса норма.
Okay. Stable again.
Секрет номер 4. Информацию имеете? Информацию имею, Ракеш, изложила. Понял, пойдем. 01, до свидания.
So look. Yeah, 100 kilometers per hour should be probably be the max. Which is quite slow.
Поперечная раскачка 10.
There it goes again.
Поперечная раскачка 10. Поперечная раскачка 10. Поперечная раскачка 10.
I'm still drifting to the left.
Поперечная раскачка 10. Поперечная раскачка 10.
240, левый курс. 360, 140.
Груз спокоен, трасса норма.
Okay. So just 20 kilometers to go. Not far away now.
Поперечная раскачка
Wow,
10.
it's very sensitive.
Поперечная раскачка 10. 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 Поперечная раскачка. Здесь. Поперечная раскачка. Здесь.
Just doesn't want to get stable.
62-22, Краснодар, вышка. Здравствуйте, исполнитель.
Поперечная раскачка. Здесь.
Let's have a look.
Поперечная раскачка. Здесь.
Still flying too fast then.
Поперечная раскачка. Здесь. Поперечная раскачка. 30. Поперечная раскачка. 30. Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Wow.
Точка топ.
Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10.
I can't fly any smoother than this.
Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Or much slower. We're nearly there.
Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Аэрофлот 1273, контакт, контроль 122.
Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Россия 6135.
Россия 6135, разморуление на приеме.
Будьте добры, нам уточнили схему выхода на Симферополь?
Груз спокоен. Остановка.
Now we're stable. There we go. Nice.
Агида 1 Альфа. Спасибо большое, Россия 61.
Okay, so we are 11 kilometers out. So yeah, it's near a road. In a forest or something. Can we see it perhaps already? So looking for an oil rig. Mast of some kind. Still a little bit left, of course, so I'll try to correct that without upsetting the cargo.
Курс на обед набираю 364.
for a tower.
Груз спокоен, трасса норма.
Good. Okay, 9 kilometers out.
60-22, это Хадар Групп, день по севернее Хадар Хала, погрузка на борт эшелон 200. Нажай на борт эшелон 200, Россия, 6222.
Я что дадим?
Я на сумму Россия, 6135, как пожелаете.
Спасибо.
На район 2429. На район 2429.
Поперечная раскачка. Здесь.
Do I see something there sticking out of the above the trees? I think I do. I think it's to our left.
Груз спокоен, трасса норма.
Yeah, that looks like a tower. Okay, let's switch to the other seats. Yeah, let's see our rig right there. Good.
Подход 26, Россия, 622, все добро. Да, подход добрый. Утро, Россия, 6222. По всем не хватало один право, набираешь вон 200, пересекаю 5 2. Россия 62-22, Краснодар, подход, добрый день. По схеме выхода продолжайте набор эшелон 200. По схеме выхода продолжаем набор эшелон 200, Россия 6222. Россия 255 работает с кругом 121,3.
There's the station. Our rig.
Поперечная раскачка. 10. Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Let's see where the
Поперечная
one is.
раскачка. 10.
There's red smoke. Yeah, the wind is coming from the right.
Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Tower insane. Performing landing circuit. Placing cargo on free spot near landing pad.
Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Let's make use of that clearing for our approach.
Поперечная раскачка. 10.
Make sure the parking brake is set.
спокоен, трасса норма.
Nicely into the wind now. Straight in front of the tower, and there's a helicopter there as well. So lots of things to avoid.
Можете видать данные на вылет? Airbus 320, машина Виктор, Квебек, Браво, Эко, Тенго, экипаж 24. Общая заправка 13700, 200 рулей.
Try not flying to the tower.
10130.
Let's have a look outside and down. Okay, cargo is stable.
Вперед 150. Вперед 100.
I think see the drop zone behind us.
Вперед 60. Вперед 100.
And to our left. So back and left a bit.
Влево 10. Вправо 10. Вправо 30.
Back a bit more.
Вперед 150. Вперед 100.
Let's see if we can do this.
Вправо 10. Вперед 60. Вперед 100. Вперед 150.
Almost there. A little bit more.
Вперед 100. Вправо 30.
Cargo on the ground. Proceed with landing and collecting the slings.
Roger. Okay, there's a cargo.
Crew chief, collect the slings.
Nice. Oh, he's leaving. Alright, that went fairly well, apart from keeping the cargo stable during the flight, but pretty happy with that. So next leg is 34 kilometers, 173.
Commander, slings collected, doors closed.
Taking off, heading for Kazhizhensk.
Kazhizhensk. 34. Heading 173.
What kind of heli is that? I haven't seen it here before.
Mikhailych said it's their internal auditor. He has arrived from head office. He will check the workflow out the oil rig. Nothing to do with us.
Okay.
It's behind us. Something like that. Kazhizhensk, so it's a red and white tower, small building. Landing zone is next to the building. It's near a city and the roads. Okay. So where are we now? We're over here, so crossing power lines, more power lines, more power lines, and then the city. Okay. So it's to our 5 o'clock. Okay. Some power lines here. That's these ones.
The weather is lousy. Ritka is going to yell at me again.
Why so?
Because the day before yesterday, when we had a flight in the storm, I got an earful from her that we scoundrels have been shuttling the child with us in the rain.
Andre, but why are you lying? What child?
True story. I told her that the guy is already grown enough, and we've even allowed him to go and have some fun alone.
What? You told her so? Commander, but who do you believe? He only wants to gab with somebody. Nothing like this has happened.
Really? Commander, let's go out for a dinner together today. You'll see it for yourself.
Come on, she was only joking, and you have already created a whole story.
Don't worry so much, Alex. We'll give every appearance that you are a kind of a tough military ace. Let her get some awe. Maybe she'll start calling you by name.
You're such a glib talker. Andre, you've got a big mouth.
Well, I have what I have, and being happy.
Okay.
Контролируемая 309. Добрый день, от экипажа Венус 350. А курс Альфа-Босс, далее какую знаешь, принести сам? 101, хороший посадки. Когда мы отмотаем, готовы связаться.
More power lines here. So it should be these ones. Yeah, it's Veskaya.
Добрая победа. 122. Наладываемся на горах Слон. 200 подписан 380. 1004. Направляемся в район Казанской. Выход из зоны. Траверса Ладожская. Рассчитали полсотни, 5-я минута. А у нас 70 полсотни, 1008. Прибыли 300 метров. Старайся договориться. Тут Сермайс в центре, 37. Вы наконец будете выйти. Спасибо. Нам что ли?
This weather is lousy.
Контроль, добрый день, 109, курс Мобита, шел 350. Счет на марка 109.
Okay, we're 7 kilometers out. More power lines here. It's probably these ones. And it was a red and white tower. Okay. And there it is. And we needed to land next to that building. Okay. Between the building and the road. Where's the wind coming from? Probably still from the north, so that's almost 7 o'clock. Okay, there's the building and the road, so that's on the other side. So
Landing and in sight. Performing landing circuit, wind 30.
30.
Then heading to 30.
Yeah.
Reading checklist before landing. Heading indicator 30. Heading indicator 30. Performing vertical landing.
Readiness for landing ready.
Readiness for landing, ready. Readiness for landing, ready.
Okay, parking brake is set. Turn on the lights. Trying to avoid these trees. Turn it into the wind. This is the landing zone. You can see the tires and the flags here. Looks about right. Yep.
Crew chief, handle the boarding of passengers.
Okay, well, landing zone is a little bit in front of us, but not too bothered about that. Let's set up our next leg. Just to R171, 22 kilometers, 329.
Commander, 15 people on board, doors closed.
15.
Taking off. Heading to R171.
329. Okay, that's to our left. So, crossing power lines, small city, some roads, and it's next to some power lines as well. Okay. So this one isn't too far away. It's 21 kilometers. Too far to the left of our track, so come to the right a bit. It's got a drift to the left. That's 330. So that's why we left the track. Okay, turning back on course.
Добрый день. На курсе 210 для обхода, 210. ЮТР-397 Краснодар, подход, добрый день, опознаны. На курсе 210 для обхода снижайтесь, эшелон 110. Снижаюсь 110 на курсе 210, ЮТР-397. Якутия 455 из движения для создания интервала.
So a little town here, so it must be this one.
Точку интермедиа фикс.
And then roads and then power lines.
И координат 60, разрешаю вправо курс 040 и сохраняйте эшелон 110. Сохраняю 110, курс 40 для входа и координат 60. Познаны прошли юнифом хотел на трассе. Посадочная 24 центральная, по схеме юнифом хотел 1 кило, снижайтесь. Эшелон 7-0.
Okay, just 8 kilometers to go. Can't see it yet. Let's turn these off. And back on again. So looking for a tower again, oil rig. Five kilometers out, so... Oh, there it is. Yep.
Якутия 455 на текущем курсе снижайтесь, эшелон 5-0. И координаты 60, продолжайте снижение, эшелон 6-0.
Very faint. So if the wind is still 030, then it's coming from our right. So we'll approach it from the left.
Посадка по нулям, работайте рулением 119 Добрый день, Якутия 455, на курсе 215, снижаюсь эшелон. Снижаюсь эшелон 5-0, доход покинет. Информация цели.
Oh yeah, they were next to power lines. Let's be careful of that.
Заход разрешаю 23 центральный, на текущем курсе снижается с 500 метров по давлению 1004.
Landing pad in sight. Performing landing circuit, wind 30.
Check.
Then heading 30. Reading checklist before landing. Heading indicator 30. Heading indicator 30. Performing vertical landing.
Readiness for landing ready.
Readiness for landing, ready. Readiness for landing, ready.
Okay, park and brake is still set.
Добрый день. 6-0, курс 25, заход на ЛС, 23 центральная, давление 1009 границ.
Do we have a landing area here somewhere?
Добрый день, радиальная 22 километра. Курс влево,
Oh, it's over to our right.
градусов, снижайтесь 900 метров, заход из 23 центрального разрешаю.
In front of the crowds.
Курс влево 10-15 градусов, заход рисунок 20 центральный. Из-за движения скорость уменьшите до минимальной на гладком крыле.
Here it is.
Продолжайте снижение, эшелон 7-0. Продолжаем 7-0, это поедет.
Спасибо, взаимно. Город готов. Можно отправлять первый автобус со второго
Oh, here it
выхода.
is. Yeah.
Стоянка 29.
60, курс 340. 340.
Looks like a slope. Oh, I'm out of the landing zone. Let's correct that. Not that it matters a lot, but
Якутия 455 захватили?
Да, подходим к курсовому 455.
Якутия 455, заход 23 центрального
can
разрешаю.
stop it swaying. That would be
Работайте
nice.
с ручкой 118,2.
118,2, счастливо, 455.
There you go.
Proceed with unloading.
Yeah, we're on the slope. Yep. So, next leg then. The last one, 45 kilometers, 69 degrees. Back to the base for the space.
Krasnodar region 29103. Operations in makeup area. Altitude 0 to 500. Contact in 1 hour. Over.
2-9er 103, Krasnodar region. Roger, proceed as planned. Contact in 1 hour. Over and out.
Okay, so crossing the road, small town, power lines, railroads, power lines. over there. Okay.
Commander, the ship team is rotated. 17 people on board. Doors closed.
17.
Roger. Taking off. Heading to sub-base.
Cool. See, we're on a slope, so compensate for that. Power lines in front of us. We need to go to the right.
Краснодар подход, Россия 6-1-5, добрый день, приказ 1-4-5, набираю 5-0. Агида 1 дельта, далее Анака. Россия 61-35, Краснодар подход, добрый день, по схеме Агида 1 дельта, продолжайте набор эшелон 200. И посмотрите, в зоне грозовые засветы стоят, по локатору посмотрите, как вам будет удобнее обходить. Сию можно взять курс на Анаку. Понял, на Анаку, но надо будет пройти после Смоленска километров 7, потом напрямую на Анаку. Там между Смоленской и Агидой известно, как раз на трассе. Россия 61-35, обход по своим средствам разрешаю. После Смоленской километров 10 далее вправо на Анаку. Говорю, а после Анаки куда? Гамер. Гаман. Сейчас, секунду, спрошу у контроля.
So longish leg back. It's 40 plus kilometers. A slight drift to the right this time.
Россия 61-35, нас контроль подсказывает. На Палер рассчитывайте после Анаки. Палер, Папа, Алфа, Лима, Эко, Ромео, правильно? Совершенно верно. Россия 61-35.
Икар 1760, ветер 190 градусов, 7, порывы 10.
Далеко. Икар 1760, записать 11, посадка готова, 27, правильно?
Икар 1760, посадка дополнительно.
Дополнительно. Контроллер 5 ГТС прибыл, да?
Прибыл Якутия 455.
Видимо, там ГТС переходит, должен идти.
Икар 1760, ваше ударение 6 на посадочном. Ветер из земли 190 градусов, 7, порывы 10, посадку 23 центральная разрешаю.
Посадка вышли, Икар.
Посадку давали. Добрый день, удаление 17, слегка левее курса, продолжайте заход, полоса 23 центральная.
Продолжаем ход. Левее курса, 5-5-5-5. Contact approach 135, my experience 3156. Uniform Satellite, Bravo, confirm time 200, airport 1273. Прямо на Егор. Предварительные полосы 05 центральное разрешаю, выйдите прямо по первому, отправится 23 РД, пропустите заруливающий ЯС-42, а далее домашнее сопровождение по РД право от Термай. Здравствуйте. Курс Аркут, пришел открытие. Антонай, написано. До свидания. Антонай, написано. Добро пошла. Горячий следует, все аводит 19 флангов. Я сказал ему, он должен справа это вернуть вам. Он прорулил ее. One Bravo. Bunch coming low 200.55. Добрый день. Какие фланг to flight level 200? Барселона 200. Юрку, разрешите провайдер. Условия прежние. Выход из зоны, еще раз подскажите точку и время. Подходом 129,6 км до свидания.
I saw power lines here, yeah. So,
Россия 60-59, Краснодар, подход, добрый день. Продолжайте набор, эшелон 200 на нему
I
хотел.
think we're here somewhere. So we're 13 kilometers out. Something like that. Power lines here. Which we are following. Should be these ones. And there's the base. Nice.
Аводин, комплекту, Аводин, следует его флаг, 82. Я даже просто самостоятельно хорошего по полету до свидания. Все хорошо, до ночи.
So let's fly towards the chimneys again. And then into the sub base. Turn the wipers off.
76.76 Сибири, Сегмент номер 4, информацию имеете? Информацию имею, Россия, 2 назад. Понял, кстати. 01, до свидания. Петра, 133, 52. Сколько ты сломан, не как остался получил? Смотрите, вот белая свинина, рядом трасс, система трасс.
Forming landing circuit, wind 30. Then heading 30.
30, check.
Reading checklist before landing. Heading indicator 30. Heading indicator 30. Performing a vertical landing.
Readiness for landing ready.
Readiness for landing ready. for landing ready.
So I'll take the second helipad. Parking brake is still set.
Телефон 21 телефон опять.
We arrived.
Nice.
Stop the engines.
Cool. Okay, so checklists. This one. After landing, autopilots can come off. Pitch limiter is off. Transponder, we haven't used searchlight, turn on the taxi lights. Those protectors we haven't used, the Doppler can come off. Radar altimeter off. That's the after landing checklist completed and the engine shutdown, the brakes are set. Reverters, or inverters, 150 volt to a manual, 36 volt off. All non-essential switches, let's turn everything off. Background lighting, flight director, fan avionics. Don't forget this one. The rectifiers can come off. Generators, excuse me, can come off. Throttle idle. Okay, going up. Engine cool down 1 to 2 minutes. Now let's give it a sec. Let's turn on the radio. And close the stopcocks. And I wait for the rotor RPM to be at 20% or below. Okay, then we can set the rotor brake. The fuel fire shuttle valves can be closed. Fuel pumps can come off. Fire extinguishing system. The 115 volt inverter. The batteries. The selector switch. 36 volt instrument transformer is over here. And then all the circuit breakers. All of them one by one. Just 54 of them or so. Like so. Chocks we have installed to leave the brakes on. Auto switches off. Let's see, engine shutdown check is completed. Nice. Yeah, that was a nice mission. I really like flying from, what was it, A to B to C to D and then back to A again. All these remote locations. Flying sling cargo is always a challenge, so yeah, really enjoyed this one.